Hi, Brian here from AI for the Over 50s. A few weeks ago I created my first AI video, pretty good year, a story of two siblings separated at an early age. One goes off to be rich and famous, the other goes to New York where death and violence ensues. A few people have asked me how I created this, so here's a quick explanation video. Start, YouTube. Following people like Curious Refuge, AI Samson, Anthropomorphic Media, especially Tim. There are videos of all the latest generators, Veo-3, Kling, Midjourney, how to prompt, how to upscale, etc. Gave me the confidence to just try it. So I bought some credits, I picked Veo-3 and just started prompting. And you can see the first one I did, very simple, a sweeping camera shot flying above New York Central Park on a sunny day. People are playing, jogging, having fun. Year 2000. What do we get? No idea. Here we go. Looks like New York. People are jogging. It's a bit squishy. You see the guy on the left comes whizzing in like Speedy Gonzales. Looks like New York. Not a bad first attempt. Let's try it different. This time 400 feet above. I wanted a sweeping shot. So try it again. Same prompt. Much better. This is the only Veo-3 clip that ended up in the final video. Again, it's a bit squishy. People are sliding. But again, it's okay. Let's use it. So let's try some other shots. Let's fly above the New York City Central Place, zooming into the building. There's a part in the video where you zoom into a window. And for some reason, it went backwards. I have no idea why. It's a nice building. It works. So what if I just run the video in reverse? Can I use it? So let's try it back. Zooming in, but then it's slowing down. It's not zooming into the window. So that doesn't work. Let's try it inside the room. Woman opening the door where the killer is outside the room. Brilliant shot, woman in a dress, but she's closing the door and walking backwards. Again, Veo-3 seems to be doing things very randomly, and I wasn't getting on with it. So maybe we tried to try something else. Bike dance, SeeDance model, Tim at Theoretical Media recommended. Sepia-coloured kids playing on a beach, 1970s. Looks good to me. Maybe we're getting onto something here. But I want brother and sister, so a better prompt this time. There you go. Young brother, British brother and sister playing 1970. I'm not sure what they're doing. The clouds look like a painting. Not bad though, getting there. Change it to picking up shells, and for some reason they've aged into the 20s and 30s dressed as children. Not quite sure what's going on with that one. Finally, two kids picking up shells. I'm liking this. I can go with this. But then what I want to do is see how I can reuse the picture of the kid as a seed, because you've got image to video and text to video. So taking a screen grab of him and saying he's riding his bike, it's does this weird morphs him out of the sea. He's picking up shells and now he's riding his bike. Not really what I wanted. Let's try it without the image prompt and a totally different kid, totally different bike. Not getting anywhere with this. It's working, I'm getting stuff, but it's so hit and miss. You can't produce anything with this. Another video by Tim about ChatGPT prompting. It builds a JSON prompt. JSON is a structured way of doing it. So rather than just saying a kid on a bike, it turns it into much more things. So it's focusing on who's in the video, the camera angle, the lighting. It even does audio prompts. You can put in the color scheme, and it breaks it down to a much more condensed and structured thing that the Veo-3 or whatever can work from. So they put it in, it says, oh, understood, I am now a Veo-3 prompt virtuoso. So I've asked it to do a zooming in into a monochromatic hotel room, middle-aged female figure, light flooding in, dramatic sound, action, give it what I think it can do. And it turns that simple prompt into a big chunk of JSON like this. So you've got the first 3 seconds outside the window, pushing through, bed's on the right-hand side. I've obviously edited this where it says inwards in big capitals to make sure it goes the right way. But you've got camera movement, main subject, lighting, mood, color, everything we just talked about. You then take this as your prompt rather than the text prompt, put that into SeeDance, and we get this. And this is more Hitchcock. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm not sure what all the smoke's about, but you can see she opens the window, the light floods in, it's monochromatic. It's brilliant. Let's try another one. Speed it up this time. The door's opening the right way, it flies over a shoulder. I mean, this is finally the prompting's doing something. So now I'm thinking, let's build on this. So you go flying above Central Park, the one we had earlier, but this time we'll create it in a JSON prompt. Again, 3 seconds starts here, 3 to 6 seconds is that, 25th floor, color, hotel room. There's an unseen presence inside. It's creating this. I haven't asked for that. Color palette, audio cue, the lot. We'll put this in as a 5-second clip and let's see what we get. And this is brilliant. It's too fast. but that's more like into the window, the curtain move. So let's rerun it as a 10-second clip, because that's just too fast. The 10-second clip, we get this, which is the one I used in the final video. Obviously, I slowed it down, but it pans around the building, it zooms into the window. Again, the curtains move and actually goes into the hotel room. So I can take this, and using the image prompt earlier where we took the kid on the bike, or kid in the sea that turned into a kid on the bike, I can take a frame here of the windowsill and use that as a seed. So that's a screen grab from that video. And the next prompt is the going through the window into the hotel room that we tried earlier in monochrome. And it gives us this. Women opening doors. This one hasn't quite worked. It's a bit weird. Run another one. This one again, not bad. The door opens the wrong way. Flies over her shoulder though. This one, she's walking back at us like some strange deranged care home that's going on there. It's just trial and error. This one I was going to use, but it had 2 doors. The other thing you can do is you can use it as a cut scene. So give it multiple shots in one 10-second clip. So here I've just said hot dog stand, shoppers, New York, random stuff. It came up with this completely of its own bat. So you've got hot dog vendor. I was going to use this, people shopping, and the last shot I did use, which is the birds flying over the building. Run it again, different shot. I want subway. I want boats in the harbour. Most of this is Times Square. There's lots of random text, obviously, but Times Square, shot above Central Park, this all went in. And then getting back to the brother and sister on the beach, that was kind of working, but not. I asked it actually for a 70s VHS recording style, which it didn't pick up on. But all of these shots, the kids playing on the beach, it just did. And this is what I used in the final video. The last shot on this montage, they've got an extra set of legs, so I didn't use that. I reran it, and the second time you'll see the kids are playing. On the bikes in the first video are better, but the end scene with them lying on the beach is brilliant, so I spliced them into one thing. And again, using the same boy from in one shot, I aged him, so going from a 15-year-old into an 8-year-old walking on a beach. So you're wasting credits because I'm reshooting this, but using this as a cut scene, it can then age him and put him on a beach. And then the next video, I use the same cut scene from this video, so him, again, wasting a 3-second shot to create the other shots. He's buying a ticket, he's riding on a bus. And you just keep using the same images, take his ears sticking out there, don't know why. Take a cut scene, run it again. This time, we don't use that clip, but we do use the guy on the bus. So it's just constantly taking a frame, rerunning it, changing the prompt, seeing what comes out. Eventually, you get all the clips and you start putting it into, well, I used After Effects. So you just layer it up. So if we zoom in on this, for example, I said about the kids having extra legs. The opening shot here, if I open this up, you'll see this is the second shot with I like this, but I use it later. I just want to use this bit, the kids at the end. So then the video below it, if you don't show After Effects, it's just layering. So rather than keeping that bit with the legs, which doesn't make any sense at all, I layered over it. The other shot, as I said, the zooming in shot and the window shot. So this is the video of the zooms in, which doesn't make any sense. We then layer over this one, which is the video through the window into the room, and we try to match up as best we can. So you don't really see the join. Obviously, it's a bit of a join, but it's not that bad. And it looks like one stream shot from outside inside. Other thing we did, if you go on with all the when she opens the door, the killer's firing his gun and the flash of light. Rather than having a shot for gun, which looked really cheesy, I just put a white effect. So each video is just a simple generated video, the girl putting the things in the bag or the girl getting in the car. But each one, on the music, you do the flash of light, so it sounds like it gives the impression of the gunshot going off without having to show a gun. And the last one would have had another flash of light. And then when you're finished, you can just click the video and render it out. Once you've done that, you took it into Astra, and Astra is an upscaling tool. So the videos I generate with 720, and here you can put in a video and you've got different render modes. You've got ones we do precise and then creative, and I went creative, bold, all in. It's all become a little bit too shiny perhaps for a 1980s kind of feel. You can preview, you can render, and these are all up to, I think it's 15 seconds. So I had to chop the video into bits and then push each one through the upscaling. You can see the quality here, the split screen. So see on the right, you can see that, and on the left is the original. The quality of the buildings, what it's created, is, I think, is fantastic, which is why I used the bold. It filled in a lot of spaces. And run it so it goes past this building. Again, just the quality there that's just a blurry mess, and that's got detail and windows and angles. And again, another scene, the kids playing, and if you look at the quality of the water and the pebbles, it just makes the whole video pop. I think it's a fantastic upscaling tool. And again, I think I did it. This the girl lying down. The quality of the dress before and after, that's just a blur. And then once you put the upscale on, you can see all the detail, almost the stitching. In fact, I think it's a tool. And again, in the subway, the original, everybody's very, very blurry, and it's tried to give them facial features and glasses, and it just cleans the whole thing up, which is why I use Astra upscaling. So that's another video from Tim. Then eventually you get all your Astra upscales and you reposition them back in After Effects. So as the kid's playing, and then on the bike, and then the next shot is more kids playing, and then his bike, and you just layer until you get right to the end. Scroll up right to the end. There's one extra bit there. There's the window scene, the death scene, the police, all the way through. And that's your final video. Render it out, job done. Thank you for watching.